Hello, my name is Eliana, and in this video I'll be giving an overview of job profiles, their components, and how they're used in the data import and export apps. To locate your job profiles in FOLIO, you need to click on the Settings app, and then either Data Import or Data Export, depending on what kind of job you want to work on. You'll find that FOLIO comes with some jobs prepackaged for both apps, but you can also create custom job profiles that fit your specific metadata management needs for different kinds of records. Job profiles in the Data Import app are more robust and made up of three other kinds of profiles: field mapping profiles, action profiles, and match profiles. In a field mapping profile, you can decide which marked fields you want to pull values from to fill out your instance, holdings, or item record. You start by selecting your input and output record formats, which will dynamically change the form below. If you select an instance, holdings, or item record, you'll see a screen similar to that record type's creation screen. You can also choose to map from a MARC record to a MARC record if you'd like to make some changes directly to the source record by adding, modifying, or removing fields. There are several ways you can interact with the fields in a field mapping profile. You can choose a default value for a field, tell FOLIO which MARC field to source the value from, or remove a field entirely. You can also tell FOLIO to fall back on a default value if no MARC field exists by creating an else statement. When creating an else statement, the default value must always go last, or else it will prevent FOLIO from checking the MARC fields first. When mapping from a MARC to an instance record, many fields will be grayed out because in most cases you can't override FOLIO's default MARC to instance mapping profile. Action profiles dictate whether a job will create a record, update an existing record, or modify an incoming MARC record. Field mapping profiles can be linked to action profiles to tell FOLIO how and which fields need to be created or adjusted. A job profile can have multiple action profiles associated with it because you may want to perform different actions for different records, or you may want to create several kinds of records in one data import job. Match profiles allow you to identify already existing records based on specific MARC fields. Once you select which kind of record you'd like to compare your source record to, you can tell FOLIO which MARC fields and/or FOLIO fields you should be checking for matches. These matches can be as exact or loose as you need based on the criteria you provide. Finally, job profiles bring all of your other profiles together. After you give your job profile a name, you can select match profiles and then link different action profiles depending on if an existing record is a match or not. If you are only interested in updating or overlaying existing records, you don't need to add an action profile for non-matches. You can also add additional match profiles if a record doesn't match the criteria of a previous match profile. If you're only focused on creating new records and you don't need to worry about matches, you can add action profiles to your job profile that aren't linked to any match profile as well. Whether in the data import or export apps, you'll have an opportunity to select a job profile after you upload your file. You'll be presented with job profile names and descriptions that should summarize what each job profile encompasses. You can also click on a job profile to see further details about what match and/or action profiles it's using, as well as which previous jobs have been run using this profile. Once you're satisfied with your selection, you can click the Actions button and select Run to complete your import or export job. This concludes this overview of job profiles in FOLIO. Thank you for watching.